Hey yo, salute to the people. It's the Social Forecast. It's the realest channel online. If you're not subscribed, you out your fucking mind. Hey y'all, I hope y'all all did something today to further your goals and to help you realize your dreams. So let's get to it.
Onto Depot Road.
Word of advice for today is gonna be live and let live. Live and let live. It's a simple enough way to live your life. And I feel like the first part of that we all have down pat. We all get it. We all subscribe to it, right? We all know that we have the right as individuals. You have the right to rock with whatever you rock with. You have the right, at least in the country that we live in, and at least for now anyway, you have the ability to like what you like, dislike what you dislike, have your opinion. You have the right to feel how you feel, and you have the right to not have to explain yourself when it comes to how you feel. And I think as a general concept, we all understand the live part, right? The part that we all of us, I'm going to include myself on this because a lot of it is subconscious. But what we all struggle with is the let live part.
Turn left onto Depot Road.
And that's where my advice comes in for the day. The same way that you have a right to like what you like, think what you think, feel how you feel, it's the same way the next person has that same right. So we got to keep that same energy. You can't like what you like, feel how you feel, but then have the nerve and the audacity to want to judge another motherfucker or take away another person's rights to feel how they feel, to think what they think.
Left onto Old Worcester
But like I
Road.
said, we all struggle with that, and that's never going to be a perfect situation, right? That's a flaw that is deeply embedded and instilled in all of us. Society plays a part in instilling those character flaws in us. The people who are responsible for raising us play a part in instilling those
left onto Old Worcester Road. Then turn
less
right
than
onto Depot
advantageous
Road.
qualities within us. And the things that we learn, lessons that we learn from bad experiences and even the good ones, also play a part in instilling those things in us. But live and let live.
Turn right onto Depot Road.
It would behoove all of us to try to get through our lives with as little stress
Turn right to merge
as we
onto
possibly
I-395
can. And the
south
best way to
towards
do that,
Webster.
believe it or not, is to care a little bit less about what the next person is doing, what the next person has going on. And when I say care a little bit less, I don't mean don't have empathy for
Use
people.
the right lane to merge onto I-395 south towards Webster.
I don't mean wish ill will on anybody or walk around with a I don't give a shit attitude about life and the things and the people around you. What I mean is, if something that someone else is doing bothers you, and you don't have to have that person in your life, in your circumference, taking up your space with that negative energy, get those individuals out of your circumference. Get those people out of your life. I think a lot of us, myself included, make the mistake of labeling the wrong people permanent fixtures in our lives because we may be tied to those individuals. Now, I've been guilty of this as much, if not more, than anybody. And I don't care what your ties to a person are. The only living beings on the face of this earth that you are required to be tethered to, in my opinion, are your children. If you don't have children, there is no such thing as a permanent fixture in your life as far as this physical earth goes. If you don't have kids, every single other person, parents, siblings, whatever other family you're blood related or marriage related to, is expendable. Friends, it is what it is, unfortunately. Now, if people are healthy and pose a positive addition to your life, then cool. That's what it's about. You build with those individuals. But just because somebody's family, just because someone shares the same DNA as you, or shares a common relation, or shares a connection with you through marriage, don't mean you gotta have those people around you. Don't mean you even have to be nice to those individuals. Keep the same energy. Put the same energy out into the world that you expect to get back. But also, if negative energy comes at you, don't feel like it's improper for you to return that same negative energy with some negative energy of your own. It's just life. But if you do have children, understand that those children are and should be tethered to you, regardless of what the outcome or circumstance is. Now, there may be one caveat or exception to that. When your children grow up and become adults, if they so choose that they no longer want to be tethered to you in that way or have that connection to you, that's their right. Don't force anybody to maintain a connection to you if they don't want to. Don't force anybody to do that. Now, as a parent, I would never forcibly remove my kids from that position. But if they reach a certain age or space and time in their life where they feel like, I'm good, I don't need my father around, that's their decision. They reserve that right, because as an adult, I reserve that right to not have my parents, well, my mother now, since my father's passed away, I reserve the right to not have my mother be involved in my everyday life. That's just my right that I reserve as an individual, as an adult. And later, for the people who might judge you or who might say to you, yeah, but you only get one mother, you only get one father. That may be true. But you don't ask to be born to the parents you're born to. You don't ask to be born into the family you're born into. So if you feel that relationship is not beneficial to you, you have the right to end that relationship. But I don't feel like you necessarily have that same option as a parent. My children didn't ask or do anything to be brought into this world with me as their father. But I did engage in activities that would have led about and did lead about the result of them being brought into the world. So I brought them here. So I don't have the same choice when it comes to my children. But anybody else, with no exceptions, I reserve the right at any given time, depending on where I am in that moment in my life, to remove any and everybody from my circle. Live and let live. If you don't bring positivity to my life,
in 2 miles, take exit 2 onto Route
I don't need to have you there.
Webster Center.
The only other possible exception I would make to that is while you were still raising your children, while they're still minors, still under your care, and still very much dependent on you being present as a part of their overall well-being, whether you're male or female, then you should go the extra mile to continue to have a relationship with the other parent that you made that child with. And of course, that has its limitations, but I believe not enough of us as parents, regardless of the things that transpire between us as consenting adults in that relationship, once you have children, I believe that we as parents do owe it to our children to exhaust all possible avenues to ensure that we can co-parent together. Every relationship might not be meant to thrive with those two individuals, but once you choose to have children together, our lives are no longer about us as individuals. Our lives are about doing the best that we can for our children. And so I think you laid down with the wrong person. You didn't see those red flags. You didn't take the time to understand who you were with. You got to bite that bullet. You got to eat that. That's my advice for today. Y'all know me. It's the same old shit. I don't pretend to know everything. Motherfucker just know what he know through my experiences. And life is a series of experiences and moments that either instigate or inspire love or hate. And I live by that code.
Then keep right onto Route
the social
west
forecast.
towards Webster.
I'll see you on the next one. Peace and love.